Good evening, my voluminous viewers. It is I, Cameron, also known as Thick Rick. Today, I'm going to give you a little insight on where the sausage is made. Welcome to the bowels of my home, the deepest, darkest dungeons of the garage gym. So come along with me and learn a thing or two about the meat factory. So essentially, this gym is just the last 15 years of lifting. As I've needed stuff, I've kind of just acquired it, whatever events or training styles I've been doing. I've gone out and seen what I need. Actually, my first job I ever had was a salesperson at Fitness Depot. So a lot of the stuff you see here was actually bought back when I worked there when I was in high school, because I got everything at cost. And I've just been able to slowly build this over time. So this is, 15 years of work getting put into this. Starting off, kind of the centerpiece of any gym is the squat rack. So this is actually kind of a Rogue R4 kitted out with a couple different things. We got the Rogue safety straps, landmine, about 800 pounds of bumper plates on the back. We got dip bar, tons of collars. For the collars we have the Titan Pro Lock 1 collars. Those are mainly for the specialty bars. Some of the best collars I've ever used are these Rogue aluminum collars. And then we have these beautiful red plastic collars. So monkey bar, fat skinny bar, TRX for when I'm inclined to do body weight movements, calisthenics, hashtag. The thing is with this bench, I've had this is like one of my first pieces I bought, is this flat incline bench. It's a Northern Lights brand. But it just seems as I need stuff, I buy that, and it's always like the next thing to do is upgrade the incline bench, and then it's like, oh, but then I'm gonna get some dumbbells, then we don't do that. Oh, but then we gotta get a bike. Oh, we gotta get a sandbag, whatever. And this just keeps getting pushed to the back. But it's just the squishiest, poopiest bench I ever done used. But it's been here for 10 years, so maybe one day we'll finally upgrade. I can't complain. I know I'm being a little complaining with this bench. Moving on into the corner here, we have change plates. I got spotter arms. This is mainly just use those for when I'm got to do log press outside the rack or from the rack. Because my 6'8" frame, it's a little bit too tall for the rack, so you got to get outside it, otherwise you hit the top. Got a couple different barbells. I do use every single one of these bars though. At the top we got the stainless steel Ohio Power Bar. Following that, we got the Rogue Ohio Deadlift Bar. Labels out, La Familia. Moving on, we have the Bell of Steel's Women's CrossFit Bar. And then we got Old Faithful right here. This, my friends, is a Generation 1 Ohio Power Bar. When they first released it, I don't know what year, 2016 or whatever. As you can see, she's been through the ringer. She's put her service in. She's eligible for a pension. But she's still kicking. Works just as good, even though it's a little ugly, We have the Bell of Steel Men's Olympic Weightlifting Bar. This is our beater bar. This thing goes in the landmine. This thing gets smacked against the bench and the rack for rows and stuff. We got the axle bar, Titan axle bar. Nothing to say about that. Okay, next piece here, probably my favorite piece in the gym. This is a Rogue Westside bench, the original type of Westside bench. So, my lovely wife, Lauren, behind the camera, she used to work at a CrossFit gym was closing down, and we were able to buy this bench for very cheap. $550, which is like, I don't know math, but a lot less than what they sell them for. The guy who actually sold it, the former owner, he was a welder. So the original Westside bench didn't have spotter decks, but he was able to weld his own on there. So I just think those are freaking cool. Also, when I'm benching, I absolutely hate having to like roll the bar around. So like these old or normal Rogue collars or J cups where they have the long roll distance, change those out for some Squat Rack Canada brand ones that sit nicely in there. So that's kind of customized how I like to bench. We get the Rogue Fat competition pad on there. And come here, check this out. Look at this original Rogue logo, old style. Sick or sick?
Oh, wow.
My leveling, oh, we don't talk about that. Moving on, we have the Baltic Jack, deadlift jack. I really like this one because I find with a lot of deadlift jacks, once they get worn out, the plastic actually starts to break off and then the metal is going to scratch the crap out of your bar. So this is actually fully wood. So even if the plastic or the wood breaks down, your bar is going to be safe the whole time. Got this at innerstrengthproducts.ca. 800 pounds in calibrated plates. Next, we got in the back here, we got some of the Rogue rubber wagon wheels. Fun fact about those, I had an SI joint problem, so I wasn't able to deadlift from the floor. So I was looking at getting some wagon wheels. Could have got them on Rogue for whatever they were. You know, you got to ship them, so and that cost stuff. Instead, I drove 3 hours to the next city over to get these for the same price, just without shipping. And then I got back, and my SI joint was all messed up. So, you know, decisions. Titan open trap bar. Love the Titan open trap bar, mainly because it doesn't cost $3,000 and it's actually got really nice knurling on it. We got the Gen 2, I believe, Kabuki transformer bar. Fun story about this one. Actually, maybe I shouldn't admit it.
I was going to say, so fun story about this. Beep. That's the next.
Admitting got a good deal on it. Next up, we have the Bell of Steel Arch Nemesis bar, the knockoff Kabuki Cadillac bar. But really, it's not really a knockoff because, yeah, the knurling's not as good. But the one thing this has that doesn't is the eyelet hole that you can put for, like, do cable rows and lat pull and stuff, which I do all the time. So I actually think this is better than the Cadillac bar for a cheaper price. You may have noticed the hand fabricated log in the back. This log was actually at the gym I used to go to.
Marcus Aurelius says your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
You know where it is if you need it.
If you know this log, you know it's your log and you're looking for it, then come on over for a workout and you can have it back. Moving on. Moving on, we have the deadlift platform, aka a horse stall mat that is just on top of the normal rubber floor. You know what? It works fine. The whole gym is actually interlocking rubber tiles, about that thick. I don't know, like 5-6 inches thick. Moving in, welcome to the Strongman corner, even though there's Strongman equipment all over the gym. We have assortment of different sandbags. I got a 50-pound throw bag, 250-pound inclusive fitness, and 300-pound inclusive fitness sandbags. 370-pound Cerberus sandbag, which, fun fact, that is the exact sandbag that I tried to lift at the World's Strongest Firefighter and missed. I was obviously upset that I missed it. So what did I do? I bought it from the show promoter, and I had to carry this thing out to the back alley behind the Columbus Convention Center and dump all the sand out, pack it in my suitcase, bring it home, and refill it. History right there. Speaking of history, you're probably wondering, Cam, why do you have a giant rock that's covered in moss, probably bringing in all sorts of bugs and diseases? Well, let me tell you. So, back in my youngin' days, just fresh out of high school. I was kind of like in between powerlifting phases. So I wanted to do a bit of strongman training. This is like, this must be like 10 years ago or something. So me and my dad, we took a big like exercise ball, we filled it with concrete, and that's why I think she's a little off shaped, but made this Atlas stone. And I remember I could barely, this is like 175 pounds or something like that. And I could barely lift it. My parents moved away from their old house, and I used to do it in their backyard. And we left it there for whatever, 10 years, up until just recently. Their house backed onto kind of a like wooded area, and this is where I would do the lifts and stuff. So we had to like scrounge back through blackberry bushes, cut the crap out of our arms, and swamp through a bunch of mud to pick this sucker up and bring it home, just as kind of like a nod to like, oh, that was my first ever piece of strongman equipment back in the day. So we named it Igor. Got a chuck bucket, a couple of things of liquid chalk, keep the place clean. We got our farmer's handles, got a couple Dinny handles, in case Dinny event ever comes in, Dinny Stone. And then we have all of our cable attachments for the Titan lat pull down. Another little story time with Cam here. This Titan lat pull down, when we bought it right when Titan released it for a great price. So I was like, wow, I got to get one of those. Fun fact though, Titan doesn't ship to Canada. And other fun fact, this is during COVID, so the borders to America are closed. We live just north of the border. So instead of shipping it to a US mailbox, I had the great idea, like, hey, what if we buy this, ship it to a packaging parcel forwarding service, and then have them ship it to us, right? Flawless plan. Little did I know, the packaging forwarding service that I decided to send this to, they're used to more packages, not a giant crate that is 500 pounds. So it took about 2 months of me emailing back and forth, about 200 emails, to finally get these guys to break and send my package, because they refused to ship it, or they were asking for like double what the actual thing cost to buy. Anyway, got it shipped for like $300 or something like that. Finally, because I had to talk to the CEO. I think they just wanted to get rid of me. Along with the lap bar, we have a Kabuki strength boomstick, which is actually one of my favorite mobility tools. I use this to bust my traps up all the time. And if you ever need to do like body tempering stuff, these are great. I don't know if they make them anymore because I think Kabuki's out of business. Fun fact for you kids, Canada's cold. This garage gets cold. So we have our little fireplace here that I usually put on for about 6 hours before I come out in the gym to raise it to just above freezing temperatures. Next up, we have the piece that will keep us out of an early grave. Knock on wood. The cardio machine, the Rogue Echo bike, built like a tank, super good. Do probably 3-4 sessions of cardio on this a week, just steady state. And it's held up for quite a few years now. So proper use for a circus dumbbell. The ammonia holder. Every different flavor you need. But circus dumbbell, loadable, that's from Titan. That's what all my chain plates in the corner are for. We're back. Moving on here, this is kind of the mobility storage accessory area. We have foam rollers, roller stick, So Right lacrosse balls, lots of extra gear like knee sleeves, knee wraps, straps, wrist wraps, anything you might need. All my shoes, got squat shoes, deadlift shoes, old pair of squat shoes, Lauren's equipment, got voodoo floss, stuff to clean the gym, and for all you academics out there, literature, because one thing, remember you train. You need to train your brain. Insert reading rainbow thing. This shelf is more accessories and stuff. This is all my lifting equipment that I use: belts, sleeves, backpack for when I have to go train somewhere else. We got crash pads from Bell Steel here. We have a bunch of bands that I just got off Amazon, but work really good actually for how cheap they are. A bunch of booty bands, extra belt, dip belt, dog leash. Behind the rack, we actually have the yoke. So I have the Rogue R1 yoke. Don't need to use it for this training cycle, so we just got it stored away right now. Something important for most home gyms: leaf blower. Especially when the dogs are out here messing around, they get hair everywhere. Gym way easier than vacuuming or sweeping. Next up, for dumbbells, we have the Rep times Pep and Repins, which are adjustable dumbbell. Right now, I just got them up to 85 pounds. These are pretty slick though. Just pop the pin and change the weight to whatever you want. Quick as that. These actually expand up to 125 pounds, so we'll get that expansion soon enough. But until then, also just have a pair of 100-pound rubber hex dumbbells. And then if you notice, in the middle of the gym, we have quite a bit of open space. I really like to have this open just so that I can set up stations. If I want to do log, I can set up pads here, snatches, whatever, set up a bench, do some rows, or just pace around because I can't sit still in between sets, so I need to be moving around. I really don't like when a gym's too crowded, so having all this open space just makes it feel bigger. This is a 20 by 20 space, so especially with the bright light and the open space, definitely makes it feel bigger. You can have quite a few people working out in here at once, rather than, if we were to fill this up with other machines, feel kind of crammed in and wouldn't be able to set up our stations. But that is the home gym. That is where the magic happens. One piece of equipment I forgot to mention: crowbar. The most important piece of the gym. Thanks for coming along with me. Thanks for checking out the Meat Factory. If you have any questions on any of the equipment, make sure to let me know. You have a wonderful night. Expedition Thick out.